it appears that we have blight on our potatoes, which is really sad because this was an exciting experiment for us. It is really hot today. It's going to be close to 90 again. And we had a lot of rain over the past few days, so the humidity is like a gazillion, maybe a gazillion and a half even. My sweat is sweating. So this is what is going on here, if you can see on these leaves. And it's mostly at the top, but there's some down at the bottom, and there's a little starting over on the Adirondack blue. This is the Kennebec. What we're going to do is put this half barrel onto the hand truck and take it over into the shade, both of them, and work on it over there because it's just too hot to do it here in the sun. So here's our little setup. We're going to take the blighted foliage and put it in the municipal bags. We're going to take the poles and tips and bungees and put them in here. We're going to soak them in a sanitizing solution. Wish us luck. So I already found some potatoes, so this is great because these weren't supposed to be ready for another couple of months. I planted them 427 chitted potato. Oh boy, I better go with my hands. Ooh, those are nice. They're very nice. Now, these are the Adirondack blue, and they are closer to their maturity date by a long shot than the Kennebecs were supposedly, but hey, it was a good harvest from there as far as I'm concerned. So Adirondack blue. Boy, I can already see. Oh, look at that. Cool. Neato. Adirondack blue. Wow, I am pleased. Look at those. They are beautiful. And there's some really decent ones and some small ones, which actually is what Elle and I like. So yay, and they are very clean. There's a few really tiny little ones down there, but we're gonna enjoy those for quite a while. It's time to cage the blackberries, and it's always a big event, but it's a little cooler today, so that's good. The Chester is doing really, really well on that side of the arbor. It'll give us a full harvest. The black satin on this side had something go wrong with the fruiting vines. They all died. So this is all next year's fruiting vines, except for a couple of random fruiting vines, and then we did put in a second bush this year. So gotta get to it. There's a little bit more accomplished. So is the extension gonna work?
It should.
Next up is some electrician's pull wire. We create a landing up there and bracing. Is just finishing up the last of those cross straps, and there has been absolutely no adult language, which is unusual. But the net is next, so there's still time. Well, there she is, all finished. We just need to add a few more of these CDs, reflectors, to keep the birds off from the other side. Haven't had any problems so far, but want to keep it that way. We'll access here on the side where we can get into the cage by pulling up landscape staples. It's nice and loose and gathered. I'll make sure we get plenty of CDs put up on this side. But yeah, if you want to be able to eat your harvest instead of the birds, you got to do something to protect it. Chester, of course, is going to be the big producer this year. It's got the most fruit on the vines. Yeah, it's always exciting. Well, it's not what I wanted to do today. Neither is it what Al wanted to do today, but we are going to harvest, I think, this bed of garlic. We've had quite a bit of rain. Last night we had 1.25 inches, and 2 days prior we had 2 inches. And there's more rain on the way tonight and over the next couple of days, so I think we just need to do this. The other thing that's happening is I think that they've gone a little bit too long in a couple of cases. Like this one right here looks like it's doing something called witch's brooming. Thank you, Claire, for teaching us about that at the farmyard garden. And here I've got extra also happening here, the witch's brooming, I believe. So they could be splitting down at the bottom, which is no good for storage. Let's see what we can get. So the first 2 rows are the Spanish rojo. I am going to pull those first and try to keep my garlic separated, since I made such an effort to try to do that this year. Well, there's bulb number 1, so we'll do the rest of these and come back to you. This is not something that we've done in the past, but we are going to peel 1 layer of that dirty, wet garlic away. And I've seen Charles Dowding do this before, just one layer. And I think in this instance it may help. But we're just going slow and just trying to tease out all of this wet dirt as best we can with our fingers. I don't want to resort to washing. But that's a beautiful head of garlic. So here's the final harvest of the Spanish Roja. This appears to be the smallest, and this is probably the largest. I'd say most of them are, medium range. And I think this is going to work. We're going to get them in the garage with a fan on a wire rack, and I think it's going to work. Next, we're going to go for the red garlic, which is just saved garlic that we have. It could be any number of music or German red or something. I don't even know. We like them all, so we didn't get too particular. I'm going to get down in here and okay. All right, that looks pretty decent. So this is the garlic red, the stuff that we've been saving for years. Again, it could be a variety of garlics, and I definitely think we pulled them too early. They are very small for what I usually get from this garlic. We're going to go on to the next one, which I've called Moravian now for a couple of years, but I talked to the purveyor at the farmer's market, and she said that it is actually called Armenian. So I'm going to pull the two that have the witch's broom thing going on and see what's up with that next. So here's the one that has that witch's broom thing going on here, where it's actually developing another garlic up here on top, another bulbul. So I've started to dig at the bottom here. Let's see what's going on. Okay. So that's okay. It is not separating like I thought we were going to find. So I am going to take the other one that looks like this out, and this one that has fallen over, and then I think I'm going to leave these alone for a while longer, because these are the really, as you can see, the really, really big ones that we love, and if they can get a little bigger, that's the way we like them. Here's the one that's neck is just completely fallen over, which doesn't usually happen to us, so it's not a phenomenon I've seen before. So I'm going to go in and take this one right now. Oh, goodness. Well, that one is fine too. We'll get that one, work on getting that one cleaned up. So, I've had a good look at that third one, and I am just going to leave these a little while. I don't typically harvest them till after the 4th of July anyway, and this is June 25th. So we're just gonna kind of ride out this next few days of a lot of rain and see what happens. I am going to get these mascot beans in that Allie sent me the seeds for my rusty garden in Canada. They've come up beautifully in their cell trays. I'm planting them in with some all-purpose organic fertilizer, and my favorite, a bit of azomite. And I'm trying to get this done because it's getting darker and darker and darker. Like it is gonna let loose with more rain. Look at how beautiful those little plants are. Excellent. And I will now put the bunny protection back on, and we will wait for some delicious beans. Yum. Here's the setup that is in the garage. Up on the top are those soft neck red tack that we've harvested out now about 5 days ago, already starting to dry. Here's the ones we did today, the Spanish Roja on that row, and then my saved different types of red garlics, and then the 2 Armenian. And the fan is circulating air, and I think it's gonna work. So here's a simple job that I kind of do every couple of days, and that's I go in and I take these cucumber vines and I help them climb the trellis. It's kind of funny. Some varieties climb well on their own and some just need a little encouragement. Here's another little job that I do when I'm out inspecting the plants, and that is I get my branches back inside the cage before they get too big. So the chive patch needs a little rejuvenation at this point. It has bloomed. I've collected the seed, and now the dead stalks of the seeds are ready to pull out. And that's what I'm doing right now. But it makes a big difference once you get these out of here. I'll show you when I'm done. Well, there's the chives cleaned up. I made a barrier between the mint and the chives again, and I've got some items for the compost, and I'm gonna make some mint tea. Oh, there is a little black swallowtail laying eggs on my parsley. Yay. Well, harvested out those tiny cloves that we planted for Will the Flying Gardener's Challenge, and they were really decent. I'll insert a little video clip here now. What I'm going to get planted in this spot is some Ferrari beans that Allie sent me. I'm gonna put about 8 seeds in this spot. Nanu and Grinch sent me these. They look lovely. My dragon tongues are up and running. Those are the envy carrots, and there's a little plot of land right there, so that's where they're going. Last job is to get some Cocozelle zucchini started in this bed. It will replace the garlic. It's coming out this week, and we definitely will be putting a full cage around the Cocozelle because otherwise the squirrels win and we won't let them. Well, I found some more old CDs to hang, and that's my next job. I'm glad that you wanted to spend some time with me in the garden, and I hope you'll be back. Remember, sometimes the only thing we harvest is knowledge, and that's okay. Bye for now. We'll see you on the next one.